Hey, it's that California, motherfucker.
We like to have a lot of fun, and I think the music is a lot about just getting on stage and playing a lot of heavy music that people can just like feel the energy of, but the lyrics are just, they're not political, they're not angry.
Take that shit off! I'm constricted by this no nonsense. This carpet so please be candid. Rewind that. Sex situated people felt that his content was so offensive.
We're actually really, pissed off all the time. We pretend we're having a good time all the time.
I don't think we're really pissed off. I think we just like to have a lot of fun. Danny's always
He's always pissed.
Fuck yeah.
New meddlers, man.
If you put bitch on a t-shirt, it sells a lot. That helps.
Music was cool, it was fun, people liked it, I liked it.
Oh shit, one of those songs is on the fucking radio.
I don't give a shit. I just like the fucking band. There isn't a lot of melody in this band, but there's no melody and a stick of dynamite going off either. It just sounds fucking awesome.
They were making music that was just so cool and so innovative. It seemed like they didn't care what people thought, and that's what drew people to them.
About the time you guys trashed the Palladium fucking dressing room and tried to blame it on us.
Nullset was always good for destruction.
This is a happy story with a not happy ending.
We just had the fire from the get-go. I mean, as soon as we started, we knew something was going on.
There was something about it. Todd's songwriting had a lot to do with that. Kid is really just a great songwriter, great guitar player. And
after that first night, I fucking knew it was right there. It was right there, man. Everything was right in place.
And when Kenny came in, I think it was even more strange, because he's a drummer who never sang before. And, that rap rocking that came out, it's not what we ever intended to do.
I was like, these guys are the guys. I thought that actually Limp Bizkit was cheesy. I was like, this is a Gangsta Bitch Barbie knockoff, is how I felt.
How the band started, at least from my perspective, was playing drums in Controlled Aggression, and things were going well in that band, and I wasn't playing as well as I should have, and we had gotten a manager, and we did not see eye to eye.
I think that our manager had said, all right, he fell off the drums a couple times during live shows. He speeds up, slows down, and I think reality was starting to set in that if we wanted to move forward and wanted to move up, then we would have to consider getting another drummer.
Kenny's a pretty crappy drummer from what I heard, but really good frontman.
Yeah, Kenny was really bad at drums. But his heart was into it, and we didn't know what we were doing anyways. We were just jamming.
I regrettably missed that opportunity, but I wasn't, pulling my weight as a drummer.
And Fitzy comes down to check us out, and he's like, dude, we switched it up. We're kind of playing some heavy stuff like you guys now. Come on down and check it out. They say they're looking for a new singer, and we're kind of like, hey, look, Kenny right over here,
The guys in CA had suggested, hey, you should go down the hall and check out what Todd's doing with, Shippy and this guy Fitzy, and, you might be into that.
Never thought Kenny would ever turn into a rapper guy like he came out to be.
He went from behind the drums to the front of the stage, kind of like where he needed to be.
Like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? That's Kenny? But it was perfect.
Yeah, Ken got on the mic one night, and it was pretty crazy. He started doing what he does, and we're all shocked. So we asked him to come down and jam. He went from drummer from Controlled Aggression to singer for Gangsta Bitch Barbie.
Not even a week later or that week, we're in our band room, and then down the hall is Kenny on the mic. I think at that point, when we kind of heard what was going on, we kind of knew that it was something really kind of special, especially locally. I mean, there was nothing like that, but even something bigger, that was kind of developing right then and there.
Within, I think, days, he was jamming down the hall with the original, Gangsta Bitch Barbie.
I think from the beginning, even adding Danny, then adding Kenny was like, oh my God, we didn't go through 3 drummers, we didn't, you know what I mean, at first. It was just like, boom, it was great.
I can't believe this is happening. Like, we just kicked this kid out and he's already singing in another band. But I guess singing's more his calling, because drumming certainly wasn't.
They were trying to think of a band name, and I remember, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Kenny's always trying to bounce this idea or that. And I said, Ken, I go, how about Gangsta Bitch Barbie? He said, oh. Is that taken? Can I use that? Is that cool? Because I didn't come up with it. Is it all right if I have that? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Gangsta Bitch Barbie,
And we thought it was funny, and after a billion names, it just stuck. It kept coming up, so that's how that happened.
A lot of attention, I think, drawn by the name Gangsta Bitch Barbie. I think was a really smart name to use. But after the first couple, 2-3 shows, I think it was understood that we weren't fucking around, that we just started playing and it felt good, and we decided to record a demo.
1969, good shit, and I was hot, but not long before that Detroit started.
Kind of went in there on a very shoestring budget and recorded the first thing.
Then they made a demo with Jim, Choosy Mom Records. I don't think it actually had a name to the demo, but
We really didn't, have a lot of dough, so we just kind of made that label up and, figured it would work for a while, and saw, maybe, hey, someone will be interested in, hey, that's a good label, But it's pretty homemade, if you will.
And I remember being in my truck, and I think we were going to a show, and Jim put the song in, and I listened to it, and I'm like, these guys suck.
There's something going on here. People are coming out from all over. I'm not the only person that's noticing it.
They did a battle of the bands with us, so now we're battling against a band that Kenny's in.
So Controlled Aggression's in a battle of the bands with Gangsta Bitch Barbie.
It's $2,500 first prize for the band that wins. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna call him up. I called him up.
And being the marketing genius that he is, he had called and said, is that gonna be $10.99? Is there any taxes on that?
I said, is that cash? Is it $10.99? 3 minutes later, and he said, I just checked with the boss, it's cash. I was like, okay, we're gonna participate and rent a bus.
He's setting the whole scenario up so we can win this money and make a CD.
That was the one thing that was awesome about Kenny, was he knew how to market. He knew how to push that right out there.
Kenny was like a business guy. Kenny's very good at that.
I would definitely say that Kenny was one of my very first economics teachers.
He was the internal manager. I think he did better than that manager.
We rented a bus, and it worked out awesome.
They packed the place, they won, and there's no doubt that they had great things to come.
But there was a battle of the bands, and we thought that we had our thing together until we went outside, and I remember seeing school buses with the winners before they played pulling up, and I looked at my brother and I was like, dude, that's Gangsta Bitch Barbie right there.
Sometimes I'm stuck kicking in bumps and in prison. Don't waste your time, cause I don't listen.
And we recorded This Is Not a Test at Briggs Brothers with Jim Foster. And at this time, Todd was writing awesome stuff, but it wasn't all going well.
I remember at that time that there was starting to be issues with the guitar player Todd, and it just wasn't happening, so that was it for Todd.
When you record a lot of bands, you get to see how bands work, and you can read them better than they read themselves. And maybe he was late, maybe he showed up with a broken guitar string, maybe he wanted to party. Well, who cares? The same shit anybody did, but maybe his shit didn't line up like with everybody else's,
It was a hard thing to do, but it just wasn't working. And we were getting to the point that if we're gonna make this happen, we need to push it on, and he was holding it back.
But I think if you wanted to micromanage it, everybody had their own thing.
Todd was one of those guys, when he played, you were like, doesn't matter what he plays. He's got something. He's got some sort of hook. He's got some sort of, I can't put my finger on it.
Excellent guitar player, super writer, very emotional player. Wrote some of the early stuff that we still love. We're a little cult.
He was amazing. I mean, I don't think the band would even started without his input, man. He's just a great guitar player, great songwriter.
Todd, just, I thought that he had such a cool pocket in the way he played,
He was so talented that you were like, if the rest of him catched up with the talent, he would be fucking awesome.
When I came into the band, I liked his style so much that I just kind of, when I learned his tunes, I just morphed like he did into what I did. Kind of made my style one little step cooler.
Really kind of hard to get to a one-to-one communication with him because you can tell he has a lot of things going on at once. He's just so creative. Amazing.
That's the kind of catch-22 it seems in some musicians, that when they have that crazy talent that they don't have just the regular, to get the fucking school on time.
When, Kenny, and everybody else came to the conclusion that they wanted me out of the band, it hurt a lot. And then I kind of was a little upset, I suppose, when everything really took off, because I was like, man, I took it for granted, I suppose. You know what I mean?
I think that's when we asked Jim to join the band around that time. We had a hole, and we knew Jim. We knew he was a great guitar player. I think it was Fitzy gave him the call.
We called him up. He was the only guy and the first guy we thought of, just because recording with him, those first 2 records.
I think he called me a bunch of times. And I really just didn't want to do it. And then one day I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do this.
Jim and I, when we played in Controlled Aggression together, we would think about the same song in the same way, but would always play different parts to it. I never had to worry about Jim. Jim didn't have to worry about me.
Jim kind of took Todd's role over in the band of songwriting, basically. I mean, Jim would come in, everybody could throw the 2-piece in, Jim would come in with the full song.
He definitely came in with a lot of piss and vinegar. He had fucking lightning coming out of his ass. He was just like, let's go! The songwriting changed when Jim came in, and we felt like it all advanced, and it just really made sense. And then live, he's as committed as any one of us any day of the week.
I think that Jim had interest in what those guys were doing down the hall, which was having fun and writing stuff. Todd wasn't in the band anymore, and they were looking for a guitar player, and Jim jumped on it.
Jim just took it from there, and it was like unbelievable.
Once again, it's like, okay, is he going to be able to bring that same thing? And Jim fucking has a sound all his own. So I was like, how many more goal scorers can a team collect, in one band?
So when Todd's gone, we just played a ton of shows.
Any place that was, all ages, any place we could play, at the better the bill, the more likely, we were to try to get on that bill.
I looked at the guys in my band and said, we got to ratchet our game up because these guys just effing killed it.
With Jim being in the band, bringing these songs into the band, I think that's what people are catching on to, these catchy riffs, and it just got better and better.
But it seemed like every show was a bigger goal.
Stained, Sam Black Church,
Controlled Aggression,
7th Row Crew,
Linkin Park, Tree,
Waltham,
Cinderella, Honky Ball Cat,
Every Second,
Kitty,
Puddle of Mud, Anthrax, Linkin Park,
Buck Cherry,
Primus,
Henry Rollins,
Godsmack,
Puddle of Mud,
Stained,
Biohazard,
Power Man 5000,
Disturbed, Stained, Godsmack, a bunch of bands. A lot of bands that at that time were doing very well on the radio. We had the opportunity to play with them. It was great.
picking the best shows you can pick and playing the best show you can play.
So we were drawing pretty good, you know, for some of the bands in Boston.
Everything from that time was incubating in this area, and we just happened to be, you know, just another egg in the pile of shit at the time.
Real good time for local music, and especially coming out of Framingham. We had a blast.
If you were in a band that was trying to be, you know, legit, and you were in the band and you didn't have flyers, like 3x5 paper cheap flyers to promote your shows, you would never progress.
What we handed out, I have to imagine between 100 and 150,000 fucking flyers.
But basically, most of it was going to Lansdowne Street and throwing shit under people's windshield wipers.
Because it was all about like getting that your stupid flyer in front of someone's and going, oh, shit, I just got this flyer like 20 minutes ago.
Stuffing backpacks with thousands of flyers and going to every concert and handing them out constantly. Hey, have a flyer. Hey, I already got 4. Take 5.
Cut the crap. And then the next day they get the next flyer on their windshield and they go, cut the shit. I guess I gotta go.
We promoted a lot. And that's what Kenny came in a lot with that.
Yeah, stop it with the flyers. Stop emailing me. So that's all you gotta do.
If we had a show that night, a couple guys in the band would go out and flyer. You know, we try to break it up. We try to.
Picking the best shows you can pick and playing the best show you can play and continue to write the best songs you can write and having the opportunity to play in front of even larger audiences and get more attention. And as we got more attention, we started being courted by different labels.
Tried to play as many shows as we could just to get the exposure, but I think the songs are what kept bringing people in, and the live show.
It wasn't long before we got signed to some crazy little internet thing.
Den Entertainment at the time had made us an offer.
It's gonna be a record label, but they're really gonna use the internet, you know, to push the bands because everybody knows labels are now these days. So, yeah.
In case they didn't know, they heard it from a farmer.
Gary Gersh went to the Beastie Boys and said, "Listen, let's make this label more than what it is."
They quickly merged with Grand Royal.
Making records, getting signed.
It was late '99 that we basically got the call from the record label saying, you know, we're down.
And it was to Grand Royal Records, which Beastie Boys owned. And it was at the time being run by Gary Gersh, who ran Capitol and Geffen and Sign of Honor and all that.
Next thing you know, we're flying up to Los Angeles and making records.
Holy crap, someone's actually spending money for us to get on a goddamn airplane. And, you know, it wasn't a direct flight, but it was like paid for.
We got the nod that it was signed. I was like, sweet.
It was inspiring for us as a band to say, those guys get signed, and it's possible if we put hard work and dedication in, that you can get signed too. I don't want to say it like this, but those guys are assholes. If they can get signed, why can't I get signed?
Signed 3 bands. It was us at the drive-in, and I think ran Van 3000, who ended up on Grand Royal. All 3 of us did.
All right, we're gonna do pre-production. We're gonna try out some songs. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna spend money now.
We did a couple weeks of like 8-way phone calls with different producers, and Chris Renner. Did I say that right?
No.
Verena?
Yes.
Vereenn. I can spell it, well, I can't, but.
The label demos were done at Third Stone in, I think it was the Burbank area of Los Angeles. And we worked with Chris Renner, the former drummer from Nine Inch Nails, and Joe Barresi.
And Joe Barresi made that demo 4 or 5 songs or whatever it was, and that guy is fucking amazing. And that kind of opened my eyes that day, like, wow, this dude really knows his shit.
All right, we're gonna get a sign off from Joe and Scott and Paul. Sign off.
Anal log. Sounds gay to me.
Digital pimps in the analog world.
Don't step to the plate if you fear. You've got to hesitate the lane. Reason why you complain about your state from the start. It broke my heart. I put it back together, but I'm missing all the parts. In one piece, you need, but more importantly, open up your eyes and see, overcome adversity, so think, begin to win. You've got to pry your mind open, I am the kingpin.
I had drumming down kind of low, but as usual.
What's up?
Hungover.
Big time.
So, what are you thinking of The Rock, man?
It rocks.
We got out with Chris Vrenna, and Vrenna was awesome at his thing, but that's the very moment when we like slashed and cut of the style part of it.
one and you'll play wherever. I'm just gonna start from the top of the song, just do them in time, and just do them until I stop the computer. And then
So do them normally where I did those things.
Yeah, wherever.
You know, pre-production, we struggled in a few areas, and not everybody was getting along, despite, you know, the opportunity at hand.
How are we gonna get in? You sound.
Oh, I gotta go get the pizza myself.
Kenny, wise
Yeah, no shit. This camera's gonna hit your fucking face. Fucking bam. Fucking like that.
Danny always had a fake brooding thing going on at all the shows, and I would try to make him laugh, and I always enjoyed when I got him out of his I am a badass drummer facade.
You know, we ended up having to part ways with our founding and long-standing drummer at the time, and it was.
Say something.
Quiet, shut up.
That's when Danny really just wasn't playing his best. I don't even know how else to put it.
When we started tracking, Danny was there, but not 100%.
No, not even like beating on the drums here and there. You just kind of seemed something's wrong. I think I don't know.
You can't just go. That's what was wrong. We got back from LA, and I think it was basically I think he lost that love and feeling.
One thing about Danny is he's really, really the sweetest dude ever. He's also very sensitive, and we're mostly insensitive as a group.
Danny has always been a good, solid drummer. He's filled in for Controlled Aggression a number of times.
Danny was fucking amazing, man. I mean, he had his moments of getting too over emotional here and there, I think, but great guy, great fucking player.
On the surface, I think he was having fun and, you know, with us and everything, but there's just something that wasn't quite him. And when we were making these demos, Chris Vrenna was just like, the drummer's not cutting it.
He lost that spark or whatever, you know. I mean, at that point, he just was. I don't think it was in him.
He's like a brother, you know. He's the original, making a record without our drummer. How's that make him feel? You know, it's just horrible. I think by the time we came back, we tried to rehearse a few times. It wasn't working. I don't know. I think at that point he's like, fuck you, you know, here I, you know, he's like, I know, I'm sure how he felt.
I think in the name of success, we were a little cruel, and that's tough bananas.
I felt very fortunate, you know, at the expense of what happened to Danny, I got to jump right in.
And to be honest with you, I haven't even talked to him about it, because it still hurts me kind of the way things went down, so I didn't want to bring it up. But when we did come back, he showed up at rehearsal, and it was just never the same.
And when they got home, all the equipment was still unopened, so we kind of knew right then a new drummer was going to be found.
Yeah, we did that, we went home, and we weren't too happy with it, and the record label definitely wasn't happy with it.
We still don't listen to it. It's been fucking years. I don't know, maybe we'll put it out now.
That whole initial project kind of turned into nothing. We had to go back out to do, you know, what eventually became the actual Nullset album.
The minute that Danny was not there in the studio, before we even got back, I started thinking we gotta call Mick.
I'd see them around, and like I wasn't like overly impressed with Gangsta Bitch, like just because I was like an egotistical asshole at the time. I'm not anymore.
Mick Palmisano was playing in a band called Controlled Aggression. And he, again, was just outstanding. And things weren't really going well with the band he was in, and having some issues with management and, you know, typical rock and roll, you know, stuff.
And he, I guess he quit and didn't even tell us. I think he told Cindy.
Mick decides he's out, but he doesn't tell us. He calls Cindy, who's not our manager anymore, tells Cindy, I quit. Cindy says, I'm not your manager anymore, but I have to tell you something. Mick just quit your band.
Yeah, I didn't quit Controlled Aggression to be a Gangsta Bitch.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you, whatever. He's not in the band anymore.
To be honest, I can't remember why I quit.
Whatever. Mick's gone.
Everybody in GBB was about to find out how badass he was.
I had to audition for the band. I took my unborn son's drum kit that I bought him, which is like, it's got like a 16-inch kick drum and some little tiny toms.
Sets up this little kid drum set. We can't fucking believe it.
I ended up bringing that out to Framingham and auditioned for Gangsta Bitch.
And when he started these tunes, he was going fucking ballistic.
And I'm like, you know what? I'll show him, like, I can hit these beats, you know, and like do a little something different with it that's probably a little better than what they got.
We had to make a decision, and you know, Mick was the unanimous, obvious choice.
If you guys like what you're hearing on this little toy drum kit, then I'll tell these motherfuckers I'm out. I'll bring my shit out here, and we'll call it a day.
Playing with Mick's like playing with John Bonham, and I don't know what playing with John Bonham is, but I know it's fucking awesome. And so is playing with Mick.
Into it, and next thing you know, he got behind the kit, brought a whole new driving dynamic.
Jim called up his buddy Mick, and holy shit, that guy came out with fucking fire coming out of his fingertips, and it was fucking crazy.
But my mission was always to destroy the competition, even though it's just music.
I kind of talked him into joining the band. Hey, we got a record deal. Hey, people are spending money on us. Money is a bait for Mick, and you pay Mick, you get Mick.
Hey, I didn't even get a fucking t-shirt, right? Kevin's gonna make me buy it.
It's just very rock and roll incest.
No, as soon as I got the CD from the demo they were working on, that I was like super impressed, and I was dying to get my hands on it.
Fuck Kid's an animal. It was another thing, kind of same way we had that feeling about Jim. He's he's the guy, you know. And Jim played with them, so, you know, obviously, it was good.
Now I'm out 3 guys in my fucking band! What's going on? I'm losing Kenny, I'm losing Jim, I'm losing Mick. Can I join you guys?
Mick came in and it picked up steam. And I was really surprised. I thought once one guy went out, you kind of lost the magic that it was. But you bring in Scary Mick.
He came down, set up his drums, this crappy little drum set, man, and absolutely beat the living daylights out of the thing.
For a band, in my opinion, to already be here, I didn't know if it was possible to kind of take a step up, and that kind of thing happened when Mick had come in.
Nobody in the world that I want to play with more than this guy. Nobody plays like this.
Traditional grip, you know, it just looked like a behemoth.
It's tough to put it into words when you'd have to play with someone like Mick to actually get it. You know, he just showed up and his cymbals are flying across the room and stuff. I mean, it was just like, holy shit. We get fucking David Banner in a fucking band, you know?
Gentlemen, come check out this fine artwork here.
It smells like fresh paint.
It's just my humidifiers.
Mick, you motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, nobody looks like he writes like a little kid. It's even better. There you go. You get that. Don't forget this, bro.
Just the shit was gonna fall over, and I'm like, does he realize he's hitting them so hard that he's not gonna be able to hit that cymbal again because it's not coming back this time?
Just the wind-up, just his wind-up to hit a drum and stuff was exciting.
Unstoppable, on point, just a driving force that really brought the rest of the band to that, yeah, now we've got something that...
This is what you record on tonight, huh, back in? Where we were. You see them.
Videotape can't describe what a fucking animal this guy is. Unless you're standing next to him, it's like, holy shit.
I break a sweat when I watch this man play. I mean, such power and passion. It's inspiring.
Well, there's a huge change here, but then Mick came in and he was a steamroller. It was like crazy with it.
I mean, just kick ass. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This guy was dead serious. It's frightening, but cool.
Back out. Like during this process of getting Mick, talking to producers, it didn't hold us back. We had gigs booked. Mick, we got a gig in next week. Like boom, he came in, rehearsed 2-3 times, and it just kept going.
Mick was on the plane there, writing down all of his drum parts, everything he was gonna do. He knew everything that he was gonna do before he did it.
I was psyched though. I mean, I was so addicted to the Gangsta Bitch songs. Like, I would listen to that CD over and over and just run through the parts in my head.
Just one of those guys, give him 3 days with the tape, will come in and just blast it out, and he won't sound like a drum machine.
So when he got there, he fucking killed it. When we got home, we were like, somebody please call Howard Benson and fix this shit.
We ended up having to talk to a few more producers, and we went with Howard Benson. He's done POD, he's done a bunch of stuff, and especially of late, he's doing a lot of bands right now that are doing well.
Howard Benson, what hasn't he done? He's done everything.
We knew when Howard changed the songs in pre-production, I think as a band we all kind of like, oh, all right, this is, holy shit, this is different.
Just working on songs. Howard had some great ideas. We actually changed a lot of songs.
It was better, it was definitely better. Every day he would leave pre-production, the song would be better, and we'd be like, I think gaining a little more confidence and getting a little more psyched.
Suggesting, and like forcing us to write a couple new songs right before we started tracking was really cool.
Mates in the place. What's up? Oh, nice. We're mates?
We're mates in LA.
Word up.
In North Hollywood, that is.
North Hollywood.
North Hollywood.
We know this costs money, and they're willing to invest the money, they're willing to spend the money. Let's make sure we to do more than our part, to make sure that we're, you know, not just out here having a wicked good time, which we had a wicked good time, but still make sure that we produced the highest quality product that we could possibly produce.
Get some Super Howie in the mix. Howie duty time.
But yeah, working with Howard was, it was work, you know.
He thought I was a garbage man. Remember I told him to ask my occupation, and he guessed garbage man. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking too
Compliment.
I learned everything. You know, I was in there like a sponge, just staring at him. What's he gonna do next? And then when he did it, I put a little mental note in there. I just started, you know, how does Howard do it? How does Howard do it?
But it was like a labor of love. He made you want to go in and do it better, and showed you how it could be better, and made you believe it.
A couple months of just, you know, really it was having fun. I mean, it was definitely work, but it was having fun.
Let's log in here.
Log in early in the morning.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You got your heart, look up the wealth. So what you fell, screamed your knee. I can't believe you got the nerve to disturb me. Well, busy, can't you see? Take a peek now, please leave me alone. When I'm on the phone to God, the caller ID alerts. They bring the box quite back into the mix. When it fits, the time flies. Miss with all your hits, open eyes, don't look surprised. Like a trick you cold real. Little did you know that you were playing in my ball field, sugar. Well, I guess I could have wanted you to take California, but I guess I let the woman if you let it. Pathetic. On your knees, never freeze. I cannot please.
That shit was fun. That was fucking great. I hear that shit back.
I think everybody that was there working with Howard had a wicked good time all the time. Because he is the man. He's pretty much the man. I would, yeah. 4 stars, 3 thumbs up, whatever that is. Fucking Yelp it.
What's up there, Skipper? I got you. No, nothing bad though. Bobby's got to check in. What's up?
I think he just saw something in me. He decided to give me some, you know, different records to work on. You know, he'd have me make beats for whatever, you know, a beat for this record or some beats for a couple songs or whatever. And then he'd have me cut some drums, and he'd send me POD Satellite one day. That thing went on to hugeness. Howard says, I'm gonna pay you and giving you a Pro Tools system. I just decided right then and there, I'm gonna go start a studio, and definitely made it so I could have a business in the future, whether it was like taking some of his style or just literally taking some of his gear and starting my own business.
Ernie's still working over here too.
Yeah, this is the time for 6.5. Okay. 3:59.
Check. You gotta check in. I'm just getting a little drive-by. Where's the Buddha? Give me like, you know, a little, my name is Ernie, and you know, I came to burn the hurdy-gurdy.
Swing, batter, swing.
Oh.
You gotta put the word in bed after.
You will travel to many exotic places.
In bed. An important word of advice may come from a child.
In bed.
Here we are, still in the studio. No celebrating. Still working. Fucking still mixing.
Jim said that I butted heads with. I thought I had a great relationship with Howard. I would high five Howard right now. I would friend him. Like I would befriend him. or tweet that or whatever that is, I would do that.
It's not in focus. There we
go
go.
home and shit.
You all done?
Right? All done.
You all done? I think I'm all done too. Fade out? Fade out. Unfadeable.
I won't bite your style, I won't bite your style. I won't bite your style.
Finally finished the record on that crazy high, and you come home and, you know, things are very good. You actually have a little bit of a break, you know, a little bit of, you know, a couple weeks.
It wasn't like he was like, I'm the man. You know, it was like everyone was pretty much at some point or another a little bit bloated.
Everybody thinks you're rad. Chicks think you're awesome. People think you're great. You start to think that you're great. You're like, well, fucking A, I am great. Apparently I'm great.
I was sitting there, someone asked for an autograph, I'd be like, I'm just a fucking, I'm you. I'm just a normal schlub who drinks and plays guitar, and he's horrible at one of them. You know? And
it ain't drinking.
Well, I was the anti-rock star, so anybody else around me would be the rock star over that.
So that wears off, you know, because, you know, you realize a month later that you're still fighting, struggling with your label representation, liaison situation to do something, and they don't.
they get radio support behind us. You know, there's a couple radio stations in Boston that will get behind it.
Ben was definitely picking up steam when that album was slated to come out.
The whole thing about it was, it just seemed like we just kept getting pushback. You know, it's just like, oh, you know, what the fuck.
So you go, all right, well, hey, this has repercussions. We're gonna do something regardless. We're gonna put it out. We're gonna release this without your permission, and I hope that works out well for you.
Me and Ken got into LAX, and our A&R guy picked us up.
Patch was doing the patch stuff that Patch was patched into through the patch system, and pretty much said it wasn't coming out.
I mean, Ken tells him straight up, we're sick of waiting. You have no date to give us on dropping this record.
I just decided that we were gonna put it out anyway, and he didn't like that.
I'm going to take my own copy and I'm going to get it reproduced and I'm going to put it out on my own. All our fans want to hear this shit already.
And we talked about it for about a minute, and then he realized that we were going to put it out, and then he quit right on the spot. It was pretty awesome. Actually, it was very invigorating. It was excellent.
I fucking doubt many bands in history have told their A&R guy in a record label to kiss a dick like that.
Kenny was Kenny. He did what he did, and that's, I think, you know, really made our band go the way we did. He had a huge influence on it. And, you know, keep fighting out there until the record comes out, whatever. He always looked out for the band.
Even though making it come out was unbelievable. That was just unbelievable.
If that record was put out in 99, 2000, I think it would have done pretty well. But because it was so fucking delayed, we got fucked and...
Just wicked, long process, pain in the ass, annoying bullshit, and that takes forever.
They basically told us, you're on your own. Records recorded, you're on your own, just keep playing, and so, you know, here we are. They did buy us a van to trail, which was great, so we can get around. But there was no money behind anything. It was basically still Kenny, I think, calling the clubs going, like, this is what we want to play. I think the whole bullshit of it, and if you listen to any of the lyrics on those around that record, there's the year right there waiting to record and put a record out.
Another rubberneck witness enters the scene unsolicited, well in disguise as a narrow-minded hypocrite. But it's okay, set the stage, a bigger show, but I can see through this phase. The pawns that you play think you have credibility. The live show exposes your ability to look real fly, but I think you missed your plane. Your CD, it comes with a free gold chain. And it's around your neck, but what the heck, cause they bought it, and who cares? You got your money in your pocket, then the song remains the same. It never changes, the one-hit wonders why he's up the playlist, following you never need. Do you want my sympathy? Crawling to the weather base like gravity. Goes the weasel goes wild until they play you, but the radio squeeze me till the very last track. Well, I'm your home.
Ken's Ken. When you meet him, you'll know him. You'll like him. He's a very likable guy.
He always amazed me with his lyrics. His live performance. I mean, you just have to see it.
Kenny was one of those guys that, small package did really, really big things.
He's a talent that's just kind of like Jack in the Box. And then, I mean, just, it's awesome.
You get him up on stage, he's like a chihuahua on speed. He just come unhinged. And the crowd loves it. Are you kidding me?
Stop starting and stinking.
What?
What? Stopping and stinking. What was that?
What did you just say?
Stop.
What are you saying, man?
I don't know. Dude, I'm totally erasing that anyway.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody but third graders have more energy than Kenny. And, it's pretty awesome. You just got to deal with it.
Get him on stage, and he's pretty much an ADHD grasshopper on crack.
Awesome frontman. Funny, from hanging from the rafters to jumping 5 feet off the ground. He's only 3 feet tall. It's unbelievable. Kid's an animal.
Not even the jumping up and down shit. Who gives a fuck about that, really? His lyrics are really good. He was kind of like Lil Wayne before Lil Wayne in the sense that he can string a bunch of words together and he's really saying nothing, but it sounds awesome.
Was always willing to be like, yeah, dude, whatever you need, followed by his official Kenny laugh, which is both endearing and annoying at the same time.
Big pen, break, double heavy metal.
That is a fucking riot.
He really was ahead of his time, but he definitely quit too soon.
5 foot nothing, didn't look scary at all. But when he screamed, "I am the fucking kingpin," I was in, and it blew me away.
He ran this band business-wise. If it wasn't for him, who knows if we would have been where we're at. Seriously.
Not only can this guy hold it down on stage, but his banter was really good, The in-between songs, the ability to get this audience to do what he wanted. I mean, and he was saying some lyrics that, at the time I was like, I don't know what Fluffernutter is, I don't know what's going on in the lyric, but he meant it so much. It was done with such conviction that the crowd was like, yeah!
Sandwiches. For you. And you.
Insane. His lyrics, if you figured out a song, then you did better than me, and hell, I was doing lights most of the time.
No, Kenny was good though. He knew his shit.
Kenny's got a good heart. He doesn't take no for an answer, but his heart's in the right place, I believe. And that's all that really matters.
I got a lot of love for Kenny. Solid dude, awesome front man, and overall pain in the ass.
And then you got Shippy, fucking Shippy, for Christ's sake. I mean, we could go on and on about Shippy, and I will, a little.
Shippingham Lincoln, the bass player. Now there's an old soul.
Every band needs a weird bass player. He looks like a down-on-his-luck pirate who talks in movie slogans and metal cliches, but everyone loved him, and I loved him too.
Shippy is the backbone. Nobody plays bass like Shippy. No one. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Doesn't really play the bass like anybody else, or maybe nobody else plays the bass like Shippy, but he's, his influences are all the greatest bass players, and he puts his own little mojo on it and makes it, shippifies it.
He's just got that look, he's got that look and he just holds it down.
Shippy's just, he's Shippy. He's the best. Do anything for you, quiet.
As a player?
Drunk. What?
As a player?
Can't talk about Jim Shippy. I really don't even know Jim Shippy. He's very, very hard not to love. You meet the kid and you automatically fall in love with him. He's got a heart of gold.
No, I love Shippy. Shippy's awesome. I mean, He's had a bigger impact on my life than Jesus has.
He had a great groove. He would stand there and just do his thing, and I was like, yeah, that's the basis to Gangsta Bitch Barbie and Nullset. That's the guy.
But no, wait, you didn't say one single thing about his bass playing. Yeah, right.
Gee, do I have to?
Shippy's the one guys that I always wanted to jam with but never got the chance to.
Jim Shippy. Cut.
You want another cup? Are you on your first cup or your 10th?
6 or 7. Not
Six
sure.
pack? A 6-pack of coffee?
Couple words that comes to mind when I think of Shippy. Pirate, Abraham Lincoln, Budweiser.
Jim Shippy was in some of the fucking worst bands, like the bands that the other better bands made fun of. And holy shit, man, look at how he fucking plays now.
You know, big things are coming for Shippy. I mean, he might be close to death by the time they happen, but they're fucking coming, man.
And he's the most humble and the most easy guy to get along with in the whole group, honestly, because you gotta fuck with him really hard to get him mad.
Shippy, are you still on the phone?
Huh?
Can I get a .com on your ass?
Hey, what's up, man?
Are you still on the phone?
What do you call this?
It's a phone interview.
I'm being videotaped right now. Say hi to the camera.
He's great. Fingers bass player. Just the kids. He's awesome. Awesome.
You need to get that beer nice and cold.
Oh my.
Then you got Fitzy. He comes along. Fucking guy. I tell ya, fucking guy.
Fitzy's like the local mechanic brother-in-law, next door neighbor type, townie.
Don't know much about Fitzy at all, except for I think he pumped my septic tank once.
You know, Fitzy.
Hey, did he pump my tank? Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He's an OG, you know, so, you know, he's just got that rhythm sound, and that's his thing, and he's just bringing it every time and adding that flavor, and, you know, he's fucking Fitzy, for Christ's sake.
Fitzy, too. I forgot about the other Fitzy. Hey, Fitzy. Fitzy, did you play in CA?
To have a solid rhythm guitar player who's not trying to, overshadow the lead parts, somebody who's gonna hold down the rhythm properly, that's a job all in itself.
Fitzy is a simple man.
Fitzy has to be the best guitar player ever to wear jorts on stage.
And he plays guitar incredibly average.
You can't expect too much from the second string guitar player, you know? But, so hey, he fucking does a great job.
Very talented guitarist, but one hell of a character, let me tell you.
You cannot have an AC/DC without Malcolm.
Fitzy, another one I have a soft spot in my heart for. Every time Fitzy always calls me, Bob, you gotta help me. My guitar's broken. My amp's broken. I'm like, it's because you don't know what you're doing. Come on, Fitz, you don't know what you're doing. You keep breaking this stuff. I like a challenge, but this is getting ridiculous, man.
Jim Foster, I mean, he, again, incredible guitarist and just very creative.
Jim, he's the heart of the band, the songwriter.
Over the years, listening to Foster play guitar, I picked up more and more that he was much better than the rest of central Massachusetts at that time.
Foster, geez, what can I say about Jim Foster? Like I said, I got a soft spot in my heart for Jim.
Jim may not have the biggest dick in the band, but he is definitely the biggest dick in the band.
Another dude to watch on stage who you see him previously, you don't think he'd be like he is, but Foster looks like he's about to chop people in half with his guitar. He's a guitar samurai.
And as a player, he's just an animal too. Same thing. Just puts on a great show.
I could hear how good he was and why the band was so good.
Jim's another guy whose heart is in the right place at all times, and that's very, very important. Doesn't take no for an answer, but he's a little more easygoing about it.
He's been like a big brother to me, so it was very, very fortunate to meet him and still be working with him today.
Tells me every time I play it wrong, so I remember, and that's great. I still don't remember, but.
Great guy, close friend. Close friend.
Jim's extremely rhythmic, extremely talented.
And, you know, it doesn't take a Philadelphia lawyer to figure out that he's got it, you know?
Mick, just a beast of a drummer, and you know, as an glorified hack drummer, just loved his whole style, and I mean, his enthusiasm on the drums is apparent.
You know, had the education, had the smarts, had the natural ability, you know, that thing they call talent, which you gotta have.
Watch any live footage you can, and he just explains it all. And a quiet guy until he speaks. Does that make sense?
Beastly, godly drummer.
Mick is a fucking animal. Period.
He's like none other. He hits like none other.
Same thing. Just fit in. We're all the same. We're all the same.
Yeah.
Hands down, the best drummer I ever played with. I'm not Mr. Guitar Guy, but seriously, the best drummer I think I've ever played with.
What, 3/5 of the guys that were in Controlled Aggression are now in Nullset? And how did they come up with that name again?
Gangsta Bitch Barbie.
We were still Gangsta Bitch Barbie right up until the recording was done.
But the name stuck out as Gangsta Bitch Barbie. I mean, they had bitch in the name.
If you put bitch on a t-shirt, it sells a lot. That helps.
They told us you gotta change the name because Gangsta Bitch Barbie was in SNL, but Barbie and Mattel.
Basically, we were told to change our name, and then we had to just come up with another name. And we just started whipping names into a hat, and eventually a name just bubbled up to the top.
Tell you the truth, I think our A&R guy was just putting smoke up our ass. I don't think Mattel even knew who the hell we were at the time. It's a bunch of bullshit. And I think because we were making a record and me come out, hey, a little publicity. Seriously. To this day, I don't know. But I seriously think it was a pile of shit. I'm serious.
We had to change the name because Gangsta Bitch Barbie, Mattel owns a trademark on Barbie. I didn't mean to say Mattel, sorry.
Oh, they need to change their name or we're gonna have to pay $2 million to fucking Mattel. Mattel, right? Barbie? Yeah.
Supposed to put a cease and desist order. Which I, to this day, have never seen it. I don't know.
But you know what? You pay $2 million to make 15, like, even Shippy can do that math, you know?
Then when Nullset happened, I was just like, this is fucking ridiculous. Every name we picked was complete shit. And in my opinion, including Nullset.
I definitely was skeptical about the name change. I had to really sell merch off of just the logo. It's a 0 with the line through it. Definitely hurt sales when I couldn't use Gangsta Bitch Barbie anymore.
Oh, that's right. Wait. That's right. We had those 100 band names on a piece of paper. The first one that Kenny wrote down was Controlled Aggression. And when I look over to mine, the first band name that I wrote down was the Nullset. And I have that piece of paper to prove it.
No way.
First
time I'm hearing that.
Really?
Yes.
Fuck!
We get the bone thrown at us. Hey, you're going out to Albany to play with Disturbed, Stain, you know what I mean? We get those, but we still, nothing stopped. We went right back to rehearsing the same and just getting our own gigs, and we just happy that we had a deal.
Yeah, it finally came out. And we were getting some tunes and movies and on video games.
We were very well oiled at that time. I think the live performance was, strong. And the reaction was crazy strong.
Not to be so complicated, like you created. If I listen to you to tell me what to do, I'm a fool to myself. Never learn on my own. If I listen to you to tell me what to do, I become someone else. Always ask for your help. What's created. But I know you hate it.
Local radio stations just couldn't get enough, just absolutely could not get enough. And it was going nationwide pretty well.
You know, we had a song and video game, movie, whatever. You know, the name was getting out there.
I was in my element to be able to hear these guys on the radio and then and then be playing with them. You know, I never thought it would happen. So that was a huge experience for me.
Hey, birthday! Birthday, things are going pretty good. We never really got our stride on, I guess.
They were up and up and up and oh wait, they're on the good soundtrack. They're on in this movie and their video games, and then what happens?
The CD comes out 2 months later, 9/11. So Grand Royal being right down the street from the Twin Towers, respectfully said, we're going to close up.
The clock was ticking, and it had ticked. In hindsight, we were a year too late, and it definitely took more than a year to make it, with a lot of feet dragging, which is what the whole business is.
Just the business part of it fucking sucks. It sucks. It sucks. They say it's a tough business. I think it's a shitty business.
When an A&R guy comes in and thinks he has better ideas than you already have going on, it's like, why did it even hit you up in the first place?
These people think they know, oh, you should put this track here, you should change this, It's up to the band, the producer. These people think they don't even know how to play a fucking note on the guitar, sing a note, and they're kind of trying to run your life.
There was several things that just all happened to converge at the same time. 9/11 happened, this, that, and the other thing. It's like 18 different things just like it imploded on itself at the same time.
Fuck the industry, but we should have kept going, because Rough Riders had interest.
It's not always the right situation. You don't get the right support. You don't get the right airplay. You get dropped. I thought it sucked.
How does that story go? Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, manager gets fired, something like that.
When Nullset got dropped, I was bummed because the reality of the music business kind of slapped you in the face.
How's that for your fucking record label?
And we were all thinking the same thing. We were all going through everything everybody else was, and it was time to kind of decide, like, now what?
Kenny owns a computer business on, his own life. He does very well, and that was always his priority. And he told us that in the beginning, so I can't dig on him. But when it was getting down to the point, like, what do we do now? But we got a record in stores, we got airplay, and we had a song and video game, movie.
The whole time, Kenny's saying, guys, always keep in mind, this is just a hobby. Just keep it in mind. It's a hobby. I just do it for fun. Well, I don't think he said hobby, but I do it for fun.
World's changing. People's, minds are shifting in terms of, what's important to them.
And we could have kept going. We could have found another deal, and they probably would have been more than cool with helping out with that, but...
Wanted was the record to be bought off him and someone to pick it up, and we had a few offers, and Kenny just, what? This business sucks, I'm done.
I think that's the time Kenny kind of exercised his option to, it's not fun anymore.
No, I don't, Kenny's Kenny. I had a resentment against Kenny for a long time, but then I realized that, maybe it was my own fault.
Then they're without a label, without a manager, and Kenny decides to quit the band.
That kind of was a decision-making process for all of us to figure out, what do we want to do here? And, I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore, so there you have it.
Holy shit, You do all that, and then for you guys to not be able to break through the atmosphere and just end up end up where you need to be. Like, you find out that it's one of those fucking typical things. The band had nothing to do with it. It's the business that collapsed underneath you.
Not really, but whatever. Hey, it's gonna make a great documentary, right?
When Ken quit the band, we should have put the mic in front of Shippy, and he could have been the new Lemmy. Fucking Lemmy 2.0.
I mean, obviously, us being on the inside of it, we were able to find out what the details were of what had happened, you know? But those on the outside who were just like, what happened to that band? Like, where are they? You know, like, they were awesome. Remember that fucking band? They were awesome.
It's not what I expected as a young man, the music business. Lots of stories, but very little to show. Actually, that's all I have to show, you know, for fucking years of work. It's my fucking plastic record. It's no platinum.
It chews people up and spits them out. It basically dashes your hopes and dreams in front of you. Because the reality of it is that music is a lottery. You have better odds actually winning the lottery than becoming a rock star.
Didn't quite get that brass ring, but damned if we didn't have a real good shot at it, and gave it the best. Gave it the best mustard we could. But it's a story.
That was it. They sent an email. I don't even know who got the email, and it was like, "That's it, guys. It's over." And
where could this band have gone had they continued with the support that they had thought they had initially?
If Kenny didn't quit, seriously, I think we probably would have maybe got picked up, even if, you know, whatever it was, if a small label. We're not like we're on a major label anyways, I mean, but at least a label that would have fucking done something for us. If that record was put out in 99, 2000, I think it would have done pretty well.
But as soon as you don't have a record deal, you're out, you know, and you're nobody, and like, it's fucked. People use you.
I know for the time that they were around here, there are very, very few bands that were able to achieve what Nullset had achieved.
Seriously, me personally, I was in a depression. It was horrible. It's like, oh my God.
It was a sad time. It really was. It was just a part was really missing. You know,
Seriously, it was done from there. It was done. It was done.
You know what? We were a bunch of fucking pussies to let the band crumble just because the Beasties dropped us. That should have been fuel to write even better songs, play more shows, play harder.
So I thought maybe we were all a little late on it. And unfortunately, you know, the record didn't. I mean, would you guys tour for a couple of weeks or whatever?
Well, what hope is there for us? We can't even play the Mama Ken Big Room yet. I was like, shit, you know, we're all doomed.
There's not much you can do about it. I mean, it's pretty common that the singer fucks up the band one way or another, whether it's being a bitch or it's girls or drug problems or whatever. They always have some agenda because they're not really musicians.
You know, they just did what the fuck they wanted to do. You know, they didn't answer to nobody. You know, at the end of the day, like, this business is so cutthroat.
Being a musician, like, as a profession, is worse than being a stripper. You know, because at least strippers are getting tips.
The momentum was gone. It just really just kind of slowly dropped off, and then, you know, you just had to do what you had to do to, you know, make the ends meet at the end of the day.
Nullset, though, guys were just a little too late. Music was cool, it was fun, people liked it, I liked it. I think it was a little too late, though, in the scene was already changing.
Jim and Mick were in the studio, and I just told him, I said, you know, he knew, because I wasn't even showing up at that point, you know what I mean? I wasn't even showing up.
There was a while where we hung on to what we had, and it was like, you know, dude, let's keep the band together. And then at some point it was like, oh, I got other things I can do.
You know, come down for rehearsal and was like, you know, he's not there, he's not gonna be there, you know, and it was just go down there and look at each other.
Once Fincy was gone, then I pretty much left. And I think it was Jim and Mick were still left, and they started White.
Yeah, and White was pretty sick.
Todd played guitar for White.
That was a sick band, though, and I still listen to that CD on a regular basis.
And when me and him and Mick played together, what the fuck? It was pretty awesome.
So to sum it up, I was glad several months ago when I heard one of the Beasties died. It's like, whatever. Fucking shove off, step off, motherfucker. You fucked me, so fuck you. I really don't give a fuck.
To be honest with you, going out and playing was the best thing, and rehearsing, being with my buddies.
When we played in Controlled Aggression, I had more fun in those 5 or 6 years that I think that most people are allowed to have, as far as just regular people. If you're a real rock star, you can have tons of fun. But we had so much fun, and yeah, we went through hell. We put ourselves through hell.
Man, sometimes I regret, missing out on, you know what I mean, going to LA and doing that whole thing. But at least in my heart, I know that I'm glad it happened. I'm content with that. That's pretty kick-ass.
Way before we were together as a band, we were friends before that, and way after, and
All the guys they still talk. We all, still stay in contact, know who's what and what's going on with each other, and it's still pretty good,
just because, we're all buddies, we all think along the same lines, and it just seems to flow that way,
They're all like brothers, so it's all good. Whatever we went through, it was all worth what it cost us all in different ways, because, as Shippy would say, we were friends way before, and we'll be friends way after. It's all good.
Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit that goes with it, but in the end, that was a long time ago. I look at it now as an unbelievable learning institution, but we had fun, and that's all that really matters. But you guys had all the fun.
For the last, however long years, I haven't been able to feel the passion to do it, to actually do it again. But inside, it's still there, it's haunting, you know what I mean? It's a haunting fucking thing that's always on my back.
But I can look back on it, and just to be able to say, you know what, I played with this guy, this band, had the chance to make a record, got signed, I'm happy with it, I really am. And the best thing is to be able to play with these guys now, and laugh about it, and just, you know what I mean? And I think that's why we can play together today. There was never a bad note.
I just wanted to be infamous more for a presence on the stage, more so than my ability. So to me, it's disappointing that I didn't leave a legacy of being some infamous monster on the drums. All you can do is hope your kids do something where they're kicking ass someday. That's how you leave your legacy, I guess.
We always want to come back to what started it to begin with, which is just playing out and having fun.
For me, the thing that was great was it made me want to play music.
When I first started out, when I was a kid, it was probably just to be accepted or to be cool. And then, as I got older, it became more for the girls. And then as I got a little older and a little better, I thought, you know what, hey, maybe I could stand a shot at getting a fucking record deal.
On stage, you're a god pretty much, for lack of a better word. You get to get people to do whatever you say. If you say jump, they say how high. If you say go crazy, they go crazy. Say anything possible, they'll do it. That's what music is. Music is power. Music is being vulnerable in front of people. Music is exposing your soul to people, bearing your innermost secrets to people. It's pretty righteous, man. It's pretty cool. And it's a wonderful gift to be able to do.
In the end, I look at it selfishly, where I had a kick-ass time every weekend from 21 to 26, 27. I loved working for them. I loved being out there. hey man, it was rock rap crap. How long was it gonna last?
And now you say, that was a long ride. It was a good time, a long ride, real good time, lots of good times in it. But such a be. Nullset GBB.
I'm the man in the box, they call me the SWAT team.